How many times have you not bought something or not bought into something because of the way that person came across to you? My question to you is, how often is that happening to you? How much business or potential business are you losing out on because of that very factor? The trouble is with speaking is that often we get into the habit of doing something, and because we are in the habit of doing something, it tends to feel more and more comfortable. And that is the nature of habit, is that it does tend to feel more and more comfortable and more natural. The problem with it is that along with that comfortable, natural feeling comes the assumption that it must look and sound good. But that may not always be the case. It does not necessarily mean that it looks and sounds good. Another common downfall is, when it comes to speaking, is that a lot of people use things like PowerPoint or the projector to get the message across. Now, our program, Effective Speaking, is not about that. And let me make a quick distinction between effective speaking and most presentation skills courses. Most presentation skills courses that you may go on will probably teach you about how to put a nice fancy PowerPoint presentation together. And our program is not about that. Our program is about you. Our program is about engaging or re-engaging with that human element. If we look at some of the most powerful speakers in the world today, in history, the most influential people in history, they've all been people that knew how to activate and get that emotion across, how to connect with people on a more human level. And one of the things that I find in the business environment is that most people spend all the time talking about the logical stuff, the facts, the figures, the information of their product or service. And they forget the most important aspect, and that's that we're human beings. And that human beings are more influenced by emotion than anything else. If we look at the most powerful and most influential speakers of our time and in history, they've all been able to influence people not through logic but through emotion. Because what is it that's going to distinguish your product or service or whatever it is that you're selling? Which, by the way, could be an idea. What is it that's going to distinguish you from the next person? Because in most industries, it's getting more and more competitive. In most industries, it's so competitive that the product or service that you supply is not too different from that of your competitor, including pricing. And what is it that's going to make that person buy into you as opposed to the next one? What is it that's going to leave them with the feeling that was powerful? And that's what our program is about teaching people how to connect emotionally, how to get their message across powerfully, and how to develop their own ability to consciously control their body language in a way that creates the perception of confidence, passion, and professionalism. Because speaking is all about perception. It's not about whether you're confident. It's not about whether you're professional. Sometimes it's not even about whether you're passionate. It's about, do you create the perception of being confident, professional, and passionate? Because people buy from confident people. People buy from passionate people. How many times have you bought something and paid more for it because of the person that you were dealing with? How many times have you even bought something from somebody and that you perhaps didn't even need, but the person selling it to you was so passionate, so excited, that you got so caught up in their passion and excitement and you bought the thing? That's not logical. That's emotional. Our program is about teaching and building powerful speakers